Radio Show, home of the original Fan Braggin' Fridays. Take just 20 seconds to become a business revolutionary by sharing a Fan Braggin' story of great customer service by using the hashtag FanBrag or calling the Fan Braggin' hotline at 855-FAN-BRAG, FANBRAG. Now back to Angel and Eric, the Experience Pros.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer helping you get your business right. Thank you for tuning in.
All right. So are you a bookmark kind of guy or a fold the corner
Totally
over?
a fold the corner over.
I am. Right?
Yeah.
I kind of picture that.
Is an extra thing.
That's right. Because it's, I think it's clutter.
Right.
It's an item you've got to keep track of. But
I'm all about bookmarking because I want to get back to where I was, right?
I want to get back to where you were.
Valuable information there.
Right. And so when we talk about bookmarks, so you get the concept of a bookmark, it's holding your space, right? Yes. Holding where you were, where you left off, so you can come to it later. It's kind of the same idea when it comes to social bookmarking.
Okay.
Right? Have you ever gone to the web? Have you ever gone to the internet to do a search for something and you type it in and the stuff that comes up that you've got to filter through.
265,000 million results. Yeah. No.
Yeah. And so it's complicated. It takes too much time. And I think a lot of times, even when it comes to recipes or articles that maybe we've started and want to go back to, then it's kind of nice to have a social bookmarking site that you can actually easily find the kind of stuff that you are looking for.
All right. A social bookmarking site.
Right.
All right.
So when we think about social bookmarking sites,
yes,
and you probably use them all the time. In fact, some of the top ones are like dig.com.
Oh, sure.
Stumbleupon.com, Delicious, Reddit, even Pinterest,
right? The Girls Network,
Twitter is even on there as well.
All right.
Right, where you kind of know what to expect. Right? It's kind of already narrowed down the search for you, if you will. Have you ever emailed a friend or a family member, sent them a link that you thought they might find interesting?
Sure.
If so, you've participated in social bookmarking.
Oh, I get it.
Are you starting to get it?
I am.
Right? It's not like you can take a small piece of cardboard or a sticky note and physically put it on a web page and go back later. Right? So think of social bookmarking as just tagging a web page so that you can easily access it later. Instead of saving them to your web browser, you're saving them to the web. And because your bookmarks are online, you can access them anytime you have an internet connection and you can easily connect with friends.
Well, I like this a lot. And the idea, we do it a lot. I think probably 25, 30 times a day, I'm sending somebody a link to a website that's relevant to them.
We do it. Yeah. We do it between each other. We do it for clients. We do it for family. We do it for friends. And there's a lot of different sites that are really popular for bookmarking tools. Even Evernote. Do you use Evernote app?
I've never used it. Sorry. I want to help. I cannot tell a lie. Never used the Evernote app.
Okay.
I downloaded it once. Yeah. It looked foreign to me. I threw it away.
You threw it away?
Yeah.
They say that social news sites are different from standard social bookmarking sites because they focus on specific articles and blog posts. Blog posts. So I have to tell you, do you ever read something and say it out loud the way it's read? Like, have you ever called a bass drum a bass drum just because you read the word bass, right?
Absolutely.
So I'm in the airport restaurant in Miami the other day, and I'm ordering soup, and they have like a conch, like the conch shell, a conch gumbo, but it is spelled C-O-N-C-H, right?
Yeah.
Conch.
Right.
So I order the conch gumbo.
Oh no.
And my friend who was with me looked at me, he's like,
yeah.
All right, Angel, were you born yesterday? Yeah, right. I'm like, I hate it when I do that, but you're reading something and it just comes up, the way it, phonics, right? Phonics worked for me. So how do we benefit from social bookmarking? social bookmarking, social news that allows you to specifically target what you want to see instead of going into a search engine,
right,
typing it in and waiting for that needle in the haystack. You can quickly narrow down the items that you are looking for.
And because many social bookmarking sites display recently added lists and popular links, you get to keep up with both what's current and what's relevant.
I don't know that Experience Pros would exist as a radio show if it weren't for social bookmarking sites.
Do you think?
Right? Because it's so easy so our show is nationwide.
Correct.
And we interview guests all across the country.
It's true.
And when it comes to figuring out the time zone, this is not my strength.
That's a nice way of putting it.
Yes. And oftentimes it's not the strength of our guest calling in either.
Fair enough.
And so there may be a time where we're getting ready to go on the air. We're expecting a guest to call in.
Right.
But, they called an hour early, which actually works out if they call an hour early because we say call back in an hour.
Sure.
But the challenge comes when they call an hour late and now it's too late. And at the last minute, because of a no-show guest or something, Eric and I might have to pull out a topic. To feature on the show. We've got like 12 seconds to do that.
And we have hundreds of socially bookmarked sites that we draw upon for those talking points. And of course, we don't read you the articles that would A, be plagiarism, and B, boring as all get out, because the articles were intended to be read, not read over the air. But what we do is pull the bullet points out of it, give you the heart and soul of the article, and then give you the Experience Pros either spin and or approval of it.
Right. And so, you can talk when you have all of these social bookmarking sites and you have your own website and you have your own business. When we think about the topics, on a lot of times we struggle with what are we going to talk about in our blog? What are we going to talk about on our posts? And so we don't have to recreate the wheel every day. You don't have to recreate the wheel every day and come up with a brand new topic and a brand new article on the subject. You can actually piggyback on what somebody else is already talking about, somebody else has already shared, link it back to them, and then give either your thoughts on it, your agreement or disagreement on, or ask a question, or just share it for, something a little more provocative or edgy. And so it's a way that we can actually create more exposure, not only for ourselves, but even for those that have already written it.
So, Angel, something happened about 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago or so. I wrote my very first 100% completely green-lit SEO page. It was perfectly search engine optimized. From the photos to the text to the meta tags to the everything, it was perfect. And the reason I bring that up is because one of the major elements of SEO is those backlinks that you just described. Mm-hmm. And how you just described, by going to these socially bookmarked sites, grabbing an article and then giving your opinion of that article and including that article in, but it's a springboard for your thoughts on it, pro or against, doesn't matter. That provides a backlink to the people who wrote the article. And if you do that on a regular basis, guess what? They're going to recognize you as an influencer, as an authority, and then they backlink to you. And when there's a handshake like that, Google gets all giggly. It's true.
A handshake like that, we get all giggly. It's good SEO food.
It's great SEO food, great Google food. And I'm telling you something, when Google owns the world as they do, you want to be able to provide those kinds of connections. And every influencer should sit up and pay attention, or influencers in training should sit up and pay attention that these socially bookmarked sites and the process of bookmarking and putting your information on social bookmark sites such as Dig or Reddit or Pinterest, even that girl's network, all of that gives you an amazing handshake that Google gets giggly over.
Well, we like it when Google gets giggly.
Absolutely.
Makes everybody happy when Google gets the giggles.
It's true.
Speaking of Google getting the giggles, my daughters have started their own YouTube channel.
Yeah, they have.
Tussie Twin Talk.
Yeah.
It's so cute because 2 of the days, they're not on there together. So when Lauren gets on, she's like, hey, Alicia, and she's talking to Alicia. And when Alicia gets on, she's like, hey, Lauren, and she's talking to Lauren. Well, Alicia the other day was trying to post, and they want to post something every day, and they have to get it done by a certain time because of the download and upload times in order to get in.
Right.
Well, she had the hiccups, and they weren't going away. And so she, took a break, and she came back, and she still had the hiccups, but she was running on a deadline.
Right.
So she posted her story. She posted her video, and the first 30 seconds of her are with the hiccups.
Right.
She got almost 800 views.
800 views.
800 views.
Saying, I've got the
hiccups. I love hiccups. Followed her on Twitter, but yeah, they put her over. They put their YouTube channel now over 1,000 views with that one video.
You gotta love that. And by the way, I love it when she says, "Happy Valentine's Day." We'll be back after this.
America's home for positive business talk. You're listening to the Experience Pros radio show. Contact them on the web at experiencepros.com.